Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'll be talking about The Amazing Race Season 38, Episode 1, because this is the Big Brother season of The Amazing Race. So, hold up quick, I'm gonna pull up the cast of it up too. Okay, so here's the cast who's on The Amazing Race Season 38, Big Brother this season. So, I'm just gonna name them, I'm not gonna show you guys them. So, we have Andra and her daughter, Wetsy. We have Enzo and Jack. Andrew's from Big Brother 26. Enzo from Big Brother 12 and 22. Chad, whatever. Chad is from Big Brother 25 and he's with his brother. Same thing with Enzo, he's with his brother. We got Chelsea and her dad, Izzy and her wife, Robina and her sister, Catherine and her boyfriend, Natalie. Well, I forgot to say what season these people on. With Chelsea won Big Brother 26. Izzy was on Big Brother 25. Robina was on Big Brother 26. Catherine was on Big Brother 21, and like I said, she played in with her boyfriend. Natalie from Big Brother 18 and her sister. Kyron from Big Brother 23 and Taylor from Big Brother 24. They all a duo. Joseph, he played in with his brother. I forgot his name. Hannah, played in with her sister. Tucker, played in with his brother Eric. And Turner, and I forgot Turner's wife name. Sorry, Turner, but sorry. Yeah, it's there's the cast. But yeah, it's the I won't say about the bad cast, but it's a good cast. Now, who I picked and who I would change, I would say probably Enzo and get rid of Enzo and his brother and put Corey from Big Brother 25 and his brother from The Amazing Race. What is his brother's name? Corey and what is his brother's name? But yeah, I'll probably get rid of Enzo because honestly, I would talk about it, but they're kind of boring. I will also get rid of Taylor and put someone who Taylor's family. Like, does Taylor not have a family? Like, come on, she does. Why are we not doing this? Now, apparently, I did not know this. Apparently, at the time, now this was filmed back in March, Taylor and Kylan dated. But I honestly did not know that. I knew they're friends. I did not know that they dated. So very interesting. But yeah, I'll probably say get rid of Enzo. So this all starts with a competition. You have to, it's right. You have to have your partner roll down a bowling pins, but your partner, you have this tread, and your partner is on it, but you have to roll down and hit all the pins. If you're the last one, you will have to pay a cash before you can move on to the next one. So the person who came up first, I don't know but the rest of the people who came in last, well not last, but the person was Izzy and her wife. And then the last person who came in last was Enzo and his brother. So those two people who came in last in the first competition, let's move on to the next thing. So competing in the second competition, whatever you call it, it's the where you have to stack these cheese, but you have to get them correctly. So You have to stack the cheese up correctly. Chad Chad in his bottle and Toto in his bottle was the first two people who got the competition correct. So they repeated on to the next competition, and this is a flower one. So what this is that you have to find I think there's like 5 flowers all in a row, but you have 2 of them, so you have to find 2 of the same ones, but it's very hard because there's like 1,000 flowers, probably more than 1,000. There's like 1 row of red, 1 row of yellow, pink, and it just went on and on and on. So you honestly don't know what is the correct flower. Now, now, if you are the first person let me go back to the first competition with the bowling pins. If you are the first one to get this, to be in the first place, if you're the first one to put the cast the bowling pins, you get to have a card. And what this is, at any of the ways, you can move on from that punishment. So you don't have to do that red. You can just skip that. So Taylor and Kylan was the first two to finish it, and you also did another one to choose someone who you can do to. So originally they wanted to do it to Joseph and his bottle, but they did not. They do it to Chad and his bottle. Chad. I forgot his bottle name. But Jas and Chad is Jag. So, but so in the interview, whatever you call them, um, Tana was kind of frustrated. It's like they don't need that. Like they don't need that at all. Catherine, it also in the flower one came down to Catherine, Enzo, and Tana. So there's the last 3. Now whoever is on the last mat will be eliminated. But Toto and Chad was the first 2 to finish it. Chad was the first one on the mat, and Toto and his bottle was the second one. So Chad money, I forgot how much they gave him. Now, if it's like normal ways, I don't know if we're going to do this for this season. Normally you'll get money, but you also get to have a vacation once the show wraps up. But anyway, so Catherine was panicked because she did not know what flowers was. She was crying. She did not know like what it is, what flowers is. But she found out correct. She found out correct. So thank you, because I love Catherine. But before Catherine did this, she forgot to turn her hairband or whatever you call it. So they have to go all the way back to the cheese and go and return that. Because she was knows if I keep this on, I can possibly eliminate it because I never returned this. Now they have a call about how to get to the cheese, to get to the station to stack the cheese. You have to ride these bicycles. Now Enzo and his bottle got the last price, so they repeat in a competition, kind of, and they have to eat this fish. They have to eat this fish before they can move on to that cast to go and repeat in the competition. So, but they're struggling. They asked for questions to people. Now, I think this was all the people who they were asking. I think they were confused because those strangers. But right, I think this is production, and they set this up. They set the competition so honestly, if you're asking a stranger, they're not gonna know what this is because it's not real. This is production, and the major race production, and they're just doing this. But I'm sorry, those people who, oh no, but how they got onto the cheese is that they have to, why not just a bite? They have to also write this yellow thing, which I don't even know what it was called. to get to it, there was the person who Enzo asked for questions, what to do. They end up into a neighborhood. They panicked, but they found out there. And Catherine, she found out her thing done. And it all came down to Enzo versus Tono. Now, Tono finally got it correct. Thank you. And Enzo and his brother was the last team. And they have been avoided. Not the race. They have been eliminated from the race. So, yeah. Difference, for wavering frustration and parts. Now, at the time, they filmed this back to March. And at the time, before they filmed this, at the time, it was actually be Corey and his brother. Unsure which it was because Enzo, he sucked at this. But, yeah. The same. But, yeah, so who will be next Wednesday? We got Kylan and Taylor. Joseph and his brother, Angela and her daughter Lexi, Enzo and Eric, Natalie and her sister, Chad and his brother, Chelsea, Hannah, Morton. Okay, so here's a very interesting thing. So on the thing where they put below, if you should know the names, on Tono's they put Matt. So that's actually his first name. I think Tono is his middle name, but we know him by Tono. That's where Boy went from. But on the thing and on here, they call him Matt. I'm sorry. What? What? We don't know who Matt is. That is his real name, but he goes by Tono. But Tono and Megan, Izzy, and her girlfriend, wife, Catherine, and Alex, which that's the dating, and then Robina and her sister. Now, Izzy in the first thing wanted to be Chad. Wanted to be Chad, but that did not happen, and Izzy was so frustrated. So frustrated she did not get to be Chad. Chad and Izzy is not, you can tell they're not friends, right? They don't really care about each other. So, good. Now, originally, Angela was to also compete with her son, but I think they wanted that drama kind of stuff like that, the mother and daughter. So they did not. They asked for her daughter. So we got, which fine with me. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Have a good day night. I will see this video. Like and subscribe. What do you think about the most race? And I might continue on with this race. Might talk about episodes. Don't know yet. But anyway, have a good day night. I'll see you. Bye.